Kia ora from Aotearoa, commonly known as New Zealand. This is Poppy, and I'm speaking on what I perceive from my intuition as the current Mayan energies as they connect to the ninth wave and the trecena. And this is just one aspect of the calendar which I live by and observe, and I find keeps me healing, keeps me growing, keeps me evolving. It keeps me aligned with organic time. So this calendar, to me, is where the cosmic pulse comes from, the cosmic center. It's pulsing, constantly pulsing energies as a frequency, and they mix and merge with our frequencies as the children of the universe, of Father Sky and Mother Earth, and we respond and things come up in our lives and we have the opportunity to grow and keep evolving, or not, whatever our choice is. Now you'll be aware that the earth has a sound, and this can be recorded, and it is recorded as a Schumann resonance, and that Schumann resonance has an amplitude. That amplitude is Mother's sound, and every now and then Mother's sound comes out very strongly, and as it does, the frequency intensifies and we go through even more, and so we have to, because she, through her sound and through her voice, is rising her frequency, and she is going through her pain and her trauma just like we are, because we share our consciousness, and each one of us shares a part of her, and each one of us that heals is healing a part of her. It's through sound. So I have had a most amazing time during this day wave of Eagle, where we need to rise up above our commonly seen perspectives and see the greater picture. And wow, I have to say it's been wow. So the experiences that have come in for me is that I did a Reiki level 1 workshop. Now Reiki is about the movement of spirit. To me that's like ranganui. That's the movement of spirit. It's like the wind. Like all of these things are connected to nature. We are nature. And so our connection with nature is vital for our evolution. Okay, so that was a spiritual component that has been really living in me, and there was an attunement, and since that attunement I've noticed quite a few changes in me. And then just last weekend I went and did a retreat with a Korean energy master, and he really is an energy master. And this was all to do with the physical. Now to me the physical is the earth. She's matter. She's a very physical presence, and within her physical presence is all the knowledge that we even need to know. It's all contained within her. And so if we are really connected with nature, then we have access to everyone, everything, all of that. And with our evolution and being able to connect with nature, we will be in a place where we've developed some wisdom, we've developed some maturity, and we can seek to be the best possible version of ourselves with that responsibility, but not taking on too much. I have to take on some more lightness and more playfulness. And at this amazing retreat, which I would encourage anybody to go to because you would have a breakthrough, I'm trying to use different words because we're not to talk about the content of it, because I wouldn't want to ruin it for any of you that would decide to do it. So what I'm saying is what I've always said, is that we are a soul. Our soul is 100% valuable. That soul is our true self. That soul can lead and guide our life. That soul has desires. When we are really, really connected with nature, we are only going to want to desire what nature wants, and we will be able to come into harmony and balance with it. I've just got some notes, so I'm going off them. Okay, another thing that I learnt in this weekend is that our voice, the sound that comes out of it, just like Earth Mother's sound, and I don't know if you can hear in the background, but you can hear Father Sky's sound right now in the wind. It's vital that we can use that. And I discovered that part of the reason why I have cancer still in my body that I'm still dealing with is because my sound, my expression, my voice, I suppressed it. And lately I was busting and bursting for my health to tell my story. I knew I had to tell my story. I knew I had to get it out there, not only for myself but to help other people that go through the same. And of course there were just only a couple of people that have resisted and tried to silence me, and even with a little bit of a blackmail, but I won't go into the details because there's been threats involved with that. Anyway, this voice and this sound, I learnt how to be with this voice and this sound, and I had a breakthrough. I had the breakthrough where the spiritual and the physical met in my soul centre, and I really knew what I wanted. And it is always what I've wanted, actually. It's what I've seen and known, and it aligns with coming into the new paradigm. It aligns with me as a teacher, and a teacher is always a student. There's an equality that comes with that. Okay, I have had to express to save my life. Now, people who die of cancer, I discovered, and you can discern this for yourself, I'm just going to say it because it's a recent revelation, there's something inside of them that's being denied or suppressed. Now, when I did my life coaching training with a naturopath, I learned about this, and I learned that cancers are about an area or a topic in life where someone is actually denying an aspect of life. Like, so, okay, I've had breast cancer. I denied my own self-nurture. I just didn't even know how to nurture myself. I was brought up as a human sacrifice, so to actually nurture and love myself was very, very foreign to me. But healing cancer has taught me how to love and nurture myself. So that is the gift of the experience. The bone cancer is to do with the satanic ritual abuse that I was involved in as a baby, and in past life as well. So to speak up about this is not only helping me, but it is going to help, and it is helping lots of people. And I've already had people that are wanting to carry on, wanting to live, because of some of the things that I've shared over the years since Papatuanuku, Mother Earth, asked me to be a voice piece for her. Okay, so after these experiences and my own divine connection with Father Sky and Mother Earth, and my physicality and my spirituality, these are two aspects of ourselves that we both need. If I only have physicality, then I'm going to live just to gratify my needs, and I'm just going to be, taking, greedy, and there's a lot of people in this world that are like that. And then we have others that are on the other end of the spectrum and very, very spiritual, but totally ungrounded and totally not in the physical, and that's just as much a trap. Because denying our physical, our human vessel, our human body is our physical expression. It's the conduit of how we evolve and how we live. Our bodies are always telling us what to do. Now, we are in the trecena or SERPENT, where we need to actually align all our energy centers, and many of us will experience issues in our spines at the moment because it's helping us to realign. If we can connect with where that misalignment is, then we will get a guidance as to how we can actually heal it. I have one that's been very profound. It's at T1, and this is where I take the weight of the world on my shoulders, because I've felt I've had such a message that needed to go out there, but that it's just something that's not really heard, because Mother Earth wants us all to return to her. We all need to come back to nature. We have to stop looking at, this is what I'm saying, that I pick up through her and through my experience and everything that I learn, that all this outer stuff is distractions, because everything that we need is in us. I got a very big lesson. In 2018, I was knocked to the ground in physical agony and pain. I had viremia, I had multiple viruses, I was dicing with death, and I crushed my glasses, and I couldn't afford any more. My car was gone. I had nothing. A kind person took me into his household to help, so that I could rest, but I still took the weight of the world on my shoulders. I still felt that I was here to serve. I still felt to be a sacrifice, and that's what I attracted into my world. Now I've had this experience of this connection with my physical and my spiritual in the center of my soul. I know myself so well. I have greater trust in everything. I have greater certainty. I know that what I have been seeing is actually real, and my mind isn't wrestling with who I am. It's not wrestling with what is anymore. I have this clarity, and it's because of the physical and spiritual connection within my being, and the opening of every center in my body, the opening of the feet, the opening of the hands, the opening of the head, and the opening of the base and the solar plexus, the every part. And finally I had an experience of the massive opening of the heart, which I was actually afraid of, because of the grandness of what I feel is ahead for us all, because we're all working on this. We all have a part to deliver, and so it's a shared responsibility. Okay, so we are light, we are nature, we are love, and we are sound vibration. That sound vibration, the use of our voice, the sound that comes up and stops the mental from taking over, and brings us back into our heart and into our feelings, into knowing what our soul is and what it wants to express and how it wants to be, is really, really vital. So time, there is an organic time that connects. This is like the pulse of Father Sky's heart, and it connects with matter, it connects with our physical and the physical of Mother Earth. And there are time systems out there that are a distraction, and they throw people off the true course of their being. So of course the Gregorian calendar is set on the energy of commerce, to make just a few very, very rich in this world, to try to harness the earth's energy, the energy of babies, the energy of our not being complete and whole in our body. It's actually fueled the mind sense of a new age movement, that we have to all be spiritual and that the physical's nothing. And that we shouldn't really, and in churches and in religion they'll say, well, don't worry about now, because you have to build up your treasures in heaven, and that's like all spiritual, but it's denial of the physical. And I've seen from my experience that there's the greatest amount of sexual abuse and violence is actually coming from the absence of being in the physical as well, and that it has come strongly through churches and religions, that there's a great deal of pain and suffering in many religions to humanity, who have taken on something where they look outside of themselves for their answers, because we are nature. And if we are nature, then all our answers are in nature. Nature is communicating to us every moment that we are. In fact, last night I had a really amazing experience. It's been really windy here, and I'm right by a harbour, and I'm not recording outside today because you would only hear the wind. But last night an amazing gust of wind came, and I was like, I heard it and I felt it, and to me it was the voice of Ranganui, Sky Father, and it was like, yes, I was like, come, like, he's here, and the gust got stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, and I was like, yes, move your energy, move your spirit, move, we need this healing, we need this. And it got so strong as I built up my energy inside myself. We were resonating together, and that energy became so strong. I live in a clay adobe little cabin, not this part of it, but in the part where I sleep, and the whole thing was shaking. It was amazing. and I could feel the movement of spirit, and I could feel the excitement of what is, and I could feel the cleansing that came through Father Sky at that moment, connecting with Mother Earth's energy as he blew over her harbour, as he blew over the land and everything that was here. Now, there's a calendar system called the Dream Spell. This calendar system has its claim a lot in everything that's galactic, and I spoke recently with someone who's there, who was someone that I was talking with when I was making the reconnection with the True Count calendar, and she had actually gone and she had connected with the True Count calendar, and then she had moved back and she had gone back to be with the Dream Spell, and she said to me, but this is a galactic calendar, this is all about our sky family and all of this. And she said, your calendar, the True Count calendar, is for people that really only want to connect with the earth. It's an earthly one, it's for the earth humans. However, I have very strong connections to the Matariki, which is more commonly known as the Pleiades, and the Japanese, Chinese, Hopi, Maori, many cultures actually have the connection with that. We have to have the connection with both. Now, I see the True Count as having the connection with both, coming from the organic pulsing of Father Sky, connecting to us, one with Mother Earth, the children of both, and so to be in nature, to be in organic time. So look, I come from an ancient remembrance of the Mayan calendar because it's coming from a very ancient past life memory. Well, many actually. A matakiti or a seer said there was about 20 lives, and I do actually see that there is. So I love and respect the Mayan elders that are doing the modern timekeeping and day keeping, and for keeping everybody in that. I probably see things a little bit differently. I've connected with Dr. Carl Kellerman's work, not so much the man but the work, and his work is absolutely amazing, and I just say, look, go with that message for anybody. Okay, so we are if we are connecting with organic time, in the organic nature that we are, because we are organic, but yet humanity and this earth has been imposed to things that are non-organic. There's been like a banking system, there's been all sorts of things that are imposed, and these things came into our reality. We created them because human consciousness creates. So we created that in our reality around about, I've got my charts on the wall up here, I'll put it up with this video, well, somewhere for you to see, but in about 3115 BC, that's when our consciousness changed. That's when we started to get political, we started to get modernist scientific, we started to get religious, we started banking systems, we had the Babylonian slave driving system, all of these things that happened which we created, and they put a lei over the land and they harnessed the land, and since then she's been raped and pillaged, and like a sacrifice. And I really connect with that because I feel that we've had the same experience. In fact, she told me we've had the same experience, and that we have to all heal. We all have to do our work to heal this. And so many people now are still going to outward distractions, getting caught up in the politics, getting caught up in the ways of the matrix, giving their attention to that, where if we were all to give our attention to nature and what nature expressed, then we would do well. So in 2018, when I had that experience, I had nothing, and all I could do was meditate and be and visualize and create, because I was very much alone. I was on a sick bed most of that time. Didn't know, well, I knew I was going to live in so much that I knew it, but my mind wrestled a lot with it, and I did feel that I was going to die over and over and over, but I'm not. So part of our healing is to give up the distractions, is to start to realign with nature again, listen to nature for our guidance. Like, how do we return to her? I actually find I cannot be with too much technology anymore. I cannot be with a lot of the frequency music that's all out of sync and disharmonic. I need to have a lot of nature time, I need a lot of time in meditation, and I thought there was something wrong with me. And I've just discovered, well, actually, no, there's nothing wrong with me. This is real. If we want to see our earth whole and healed, we also need to see ourselves whole and healed. And that's up to each and every one of us to do our part. And so, like today, we're just going into the energy of 7 monkey, and that's right in the middle of the trecena of serpent, where we need to be able to get all our energy flowing through our physicality. Our physicality is it. Now, if we look at monkeys, they're so physical, you know, all this, I was doing this. This is actually something where you can remove, you can release energy and reconnect. It's very physical, okay? But it's about the spiritual and the physical mixing and mingling. So the energy of monkey is the sacred time weaver. It's the one. Look, when we live in innocence, when we live in now, we can work with time, we can heal our past, we can create our future, we can be now. It's so important that we can be now and be present with who we are right now. Now, having said everything that I've said, if anybody wants, we all can find our way. The best way to find our way is for us to intend it. Okay? So if we intend that we want to find our way to align our spines, to come into the fullness of our physicality and the fullness of our spirituality, all we need to do is ask, and we will find our way. And there are many ways. I've discovered some ways. If anybody wants to private message me, I will let you know of something that I can suggest and something that you can look at. I care about everyone. If I didn't, then I wouldn't care about myself, because I am you and you are me. And that's what in Lakesh means. That's the Mayan saying in Lakesh, is I am another you, you are another me. In Africa it's Ubuntu. What I do to you, I do to myself. What you do to me, you do to yourself. Okay, so this is where, this is the message that I'm going to say right now. Now, I've just realised why light language is so important to me as well. Light language comes through me in a balanced and harmonised ways. It comes from the soul. It's a soul voice. And so I'm going to do just a little activation just to finish this video. If you're not into it, just turn it off. Okay. Chiaro saliandoro fuori schlesendo van der yaki shavaliando dia shaliandoro sombaera leando coracia e chans ali cor similanjar covaere e lo domando tiare tia lor sai che tia lo code alla caria diaria. May all beings be happy and free. I love you and you love me, even if you don't know it.